Welcome everybody to the Shoreline Show.
The Shoreline Show.
I know, it's crazy. Our first one.
Very first podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exciting.
It is exciting. It's a little scary.
Little scary.
Because it's one of those things where I'm not a huge fan of being videotaped at all. It's one of those things where once it's out there, it's out there. So it's one of those things. But I just know when I talk to people on my own, I want to get my voice out there and I want to be heard. So
yeah. So who are you?
I am Rennie Barton. I am business partners with Shelley here. Shelley and Steve got me into real estate a long time ago. What year was that, Shelley?
Well, maybe 2008, something like that.
I think 2008, 2009, yeah.
I'm Shelley Frody. My husband, Steve, and I started City to Shore Real Estate back in 2011.
Yeah.
But you started with us at a different company and then followed us over when we opened City to Shore. So, yeah, we'll talk more about that too. But let's talk about and explain what is the Shoreline Show? What is this all about?
Yeah, so the goal that when Shelley and I talk, what we start to realize is that entrepreneurship does not fit in a box. It's one of those things where I always kind of talk about, like, if you have a painting and you're a painter and you're painting this painting, right? And all these people and everybody in life has their opinions. Mm-hmm. And you're painting, and if somebody and you start to take other people's opinions, that canvas and that what it is never looks the same of what you originally made it to be. So the goal for the Shoreline Show is to get people's voices out there.
Yeah.
Let people be heard, because when you start moving up, you start to go on a grind in business, right? You start a business, you start grinding, but you're working so hard, you're making mistakes, you're doing things, you're trying things, all these things, but then you never go back and tell people what it took to get there. And that's why you commonly hear people, what they'll say is, "Oh, I want to do that today." Because they see these people that have gotten to a certain spot, but they didn't see all that it took behind the scenes. So we're kind of hoping to show people that in this business and kind of help people through that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it takes way more than you can ever imagine at the beginning of starting a business. It takes way more to actually accomplish what the goals are and what the things are in your mind when you start.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to create a platform where we could talk with other entrepreneurs, see where they have been in their journey, what their struggles have been, what they hope to accomplish in the future, and just be real with people, be raw in our conversations, and provide that platform for all of us.
Absolutely.
So
one of the things this will not be is there's no purpose in any of this if we're not being organically real.
Yeah.
It's telling the truth, being honest, and really just getting out there and getting to know people on a deeper level.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff happens behind the scenes, and you have the Facebook world where we're all guilty of it. Shelley even said, she's like, we're all guilty of taking that perfect Facebook picture, right? Mm-hmm. But we don't see all the behind scenes of how business works, what the mental part of it in entrepreneurship, even everything from how you think. And because I hear it over and over again, when you start to move up and you start to get on top and you start to get somewhere, it starts to feel very lonely.
It does. It does. Yeah, as an entrepreneur, you have a certain thing in your mind and a place that you want to go, and you're constantly trying to drag people along with you.
Right. And
it gets very frustrating sometimes, and you're the only one, and that's why there's always that sense of loneliness, or I don't even know if there's really another word to describe it, but just feeling like you're the only one that is in this fight.
Yeah.
And what you don't realize is there's other entrepreneurs that are out there that are feeling the exact same way
Absolutely.
about things. And we can all learn from each other. And so I'm really excited for this podcast for that reason. I want to learn from our guests that we have on here. I want to learn, what were the struggles that they had and how did they get over them? I know I've had struggles and have gotten over them. I know you have had struggles.
Absolutely.
But we all can learn from those things. And I'm super excited to explore those different topics with our guest, and then to bring it to our audience as well. And I know that there's a lot of people that maybe you're not an entrepreneur, maybe you work in a company that and the owner of that company and they're an entrepreneur, and just sometimes listening to a bunch of entrepreneurs talking, you can kind of get something in your head, and maybe it'll inspire you to either be an entrepreneur or to understand the person that you're working for.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of times you'll have in corporations, or businesses, you'll have that person that they might be having a bad day because, in fact, we're all human.
Yeah.
We're all human. We all have problems in our life. Life is not always easy. So you got these people that are out there, but the beautiful part about it is they choose to get up and take the day on.
Yeah.
And be a champion in the day, even though they might be going through some stuff. So you might be sensing that if you work with them every day. Like my wife will sense things that nobody else will. She'll say, oh, something's off about you, like today, like something's just not right, because she knows me. But then I show up and I put my game face on, and I'm going into it every single day.
Yep.
So kind of getting in their head and saying, hey guys, everybody's battling this.
Yeah.
We know that you guys, there's no doubt that you guys, if you guys are doing big things in life, that you guys are having the same feelings. Yeah. So that's what I'm most excited about, is just be able to get this stuff on camera, get it out there, and just saying, hey, there's a whole world of people that we want to connect with, that we want to be you to connect with and heard, because a lot of these conversations I've already had behind closed doors with people.
Right.
This isn't something where it's, oh, this is new. It's like, I've talked to a lot of the people. We got some pretty big, heavy hitters lined up.
Right. Some
really good content. It doesn't always mean business. It could be nonprofits. It could be mission work. It could be numerous things. It's just people that are living life on a big scale, doing big things, and that have dreams, ambitions, and goals that the world is out there and kind of coming against them, but they still find a way to push through.
Correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we wanted to, with this, be able to build a deeper connection with our audience. Yeah. We're building a company as well. We've built City to Shore. We want to grow that company. Started, like we said, we started that back in 2011. Yeah. And we have franchised that company. We now have 13 locations. And what we've discovered is the way we've grown it so far has been very organic in nature.
Relationship driven. Absolutely.
Relationship driven. Starts with you and I. Yeah. You first hired us to come list your house.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then we got to know you. And then you were working in a factory, and you wanted to get out of that and get into real estate.
2008, 2009 hit, and everybody's like, oh, job security, how can you go and start your own thing, or you want to do your own thing? And the fact is, it doesn't matter where you're at, but job security doesn't exist anywhere.
No.
People say it does, but it really doesn't. There's ways that they can that things happen, and I was fortunate that I could still keep my job, but I've seen a lot of people, like over half the people, get let go where I was at.
Right.
And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, there's no way this is security.
Yeah.
So that's when I started. That's when I started my entrepreneurship journey.
Right.
Listening to podcasts, listening to videos in my ear. A lot of the stuff I was listening to is people like Robert Kiyosaki or like How to Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and some of these the big names that really pay. I bet you I listened to Robert Kiyosaki, no joke, 50 times.
I love that book.
Yeah,
one of my favorite books.
It is. It's an amazing.
Yeah,
book.
very, very cool. And just to give that voice to people, give that voice to our guests, and get that voice out there for other people to learn and grow as well.
And also the people that are around us, even that know us. Sometimes you don't get in those deep conversations. I'll even come into the office here and I'll be like, Shelley, how's your day? And her answer is good. And she could be having the worst day. She could have got flat tires. She could have got an accident. Matter of fact, even when we were just talking on this podcast a few weeks ago, I left and I crashed my car, and somebody asked me that day, how's your day? Well, it's always good. But the fact is, it's not always good.
No.
So the goal here is to get even the people that are in our world currently, even that we talk to, and the people that are in our circles, is to get them to understand truly who we are.
Right.
To show that we actually have a care for people. And sometimes they might not see that side of us,
right.
But we genuinely want people to have a voice. We care about people, and that's our agenda.
So we're going to be really real with people.
Real and raw.
Real and raw.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means asking the tough questions.
Yeah.
We've done that to each other. That's the beautiful part about Shelley and I's relationship as business partners is we've had times where we've been really tough on each other.
Yeah.
Points where, like, we've had some really tough conversations, but I think what made us different is that we knew that the other person wanted the best for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, every time that we've had a conversation that was not a fun conversation, I knew that you always had my best interest at heart.
Right.
And the other way around.
Absolutely.
And I'm really excited because in our next couple episodes, I'm going to be interviewing you and you're going to be interviewing me. And talking about our personal stories. And so our audience can actually get to know who we are as people first.
Where we came from.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Why we're here, what our goals and ambitions are, what kind of struggles we've had.
Currently have.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's, it's never easy. And I'm just really excited for that. And I know that in doing that, it can be very inspiring for people on the other end. And scary.
It's for us, yeah. It can be
very scary for us because you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah, you're being vulnerable.
Right, because absolutely. Do I share on social media all the bad stuff that happens to me? No. On social media, when you go in and look at my social media, you'll see the big smiles and the sunny days and riding on the boat and all this fun stuff and all this good stuff. Yeah. But you don't see or hear the times when something went wrong or I got bad news or we lost a sale. Or,
your software goes down. There's all sorts of things.
Software goes down and gets hacked.
It just never ends.
Yeah, let's not go there. But,
but,
all those things that it affect you as a person and then in turn affect your business.
No.
Not everybody sees those things. And so that's another big thing.
One of the things that we both can agree on, though, is that it's worth doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you could sit there and you put all this work in and you fail, and I know a lot of people give up. Mm-hmm. And that's not who we are on any level whatsoever. We get up. We decide we're champions. It's a decision. We dust our shoulders off and we say, let's go.
Absolutely.
Today's a new day.
New day.
I always kind of joke around and say, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're selling real estate, you're selling popsicles, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Mm-hmm. If you have the right people and you have the right mentality, you can absolutely do anything. Absolutely. It's just you have to have the right people, and we're hoping this podcast brings people together.
Absolutely. Yeah. We want to grow our company, and maybe there's somebody that's ends up being one of our listeners that ends up being one of our partners at some point in time.
Absolutely.
Or becomes a franchise owner, or
make connections or even connections for the people that we're going to have on. We have some pretty big heavy hitters coming on, and it'd be great to get some connections for them.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. It's all about connecting people and growing people. And, I talked about the organic growth that we had at the very beginning, and I kind of see this as a way for kind of a digital organic growth.
Absolutely. For people genuinely getting to know you.
Genuinely getting to know me over the airwaves.
Yeah.
We've gotten to know each other really well, just one-on-one.
Absolutely.
And our agents, many of our agents I've gotten to know one-on-one, and our franchise owners one-on-one. And that's how we've grown. But it's a very slow way to grow.
Absolutely.
And we want to grow faster. The podcast, we want to grow fast. Our business, we want to grow fast. Quite honestly, the people that we have on as guests, we want to help them grow as well. So,
for me too, it's past, present, and future. Everybody I knew in the past, my friends. There's people that I haven't talked to in 20, 30, years.
Right.
That they have the same thoughts, and they're still in my heart. Life gets busy and you don't touch base with them. I'm hoping that this is a reconnect for them and the people in my present life. It's our people that are within our companies and our friends and family. And in the future, people can see
people
it and
we
say,
don't even know yet.
Not even know yet.
Yeah.
And that's kind of
exciting,
that's the
actually.
exciting part. Absolutely.
Yeah. So when are we going to do this? We're going to post every Monday?
Every Monday.
We've made a commitment. We're going to post our video podcast every Monday on YouTube.
So one of the things that Shelley is big on and what we drive home is sometimes you don't feel like doing something.
Nope.
There's going to be times we don't feel like doing this. Trust me. There's things that, I have 3 kids and they're in sports and it's like, wow, and I got to do this.
Yep.
But we know that the importance of consistency and your feelings really don't matter at times when it comes to that kind of thing. It's just you step up and you handle your business because why? That's what a champion does.
Correct.
A champion doesn't sit there and go off of their feelings. They go by what produces results, and that's
being consistent. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And just doing the work. Putting the work in, doing what matters, doing what is required to do every single day.
Yep.
And so with that, we've made a commitment that we're going to be taping and editing and posting this every single Monday on YouTube. And then from there, we're going to separate out the audio. We're going to put it on to the audio sites like Spotify, and there's a few others as well.
So if you were like me and you were in manufacturing and got
Just
that
listen.
earbud in, you can still grow and learn as a person, and definitely make comments on our site to say if you want certain questions asked, things like that.
Absolutely. And then we'll be breaking it up into little shorts and reels, posting on our personal Facebook pages, Instagram. Who knows? We might even start a TikTok. We'll see.
Yeah.
But getting it out there in all these different places, our goal is to get over 1 million followers across all these platforms.
That's the goal. Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe we'll hit that really quickly, and we'll have to up it to 2 million. Who knows?
That would be great. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
So every Monday we'll be posting, so you can, set your clock by that on Monday, and all the different platforms. So
one of the things we will be doing as well is, I think is really cool, is we want to keep it so organically real where we don't know necessarily. This isn't like a staged thing.
No.
We don't even it's not like we know what each other's going to say, anything like that. So one of the things we're going to be doing is we have this book here with these pieces of paper.
I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So it kind of looks like matte paper, old school paper. But what they'll do is the guests will come on, and at the end, they will rip a piece of paper out of here, and they will fill out a question, a statement, something that they want the next guest to really hit hard on and be able to address. So
we're not going to know what they write down.
We'll have no idea. And then they're going to put it in this bottle, and then they're going to seal it. And then the next guest that comes on, they are going to have to read that.
Yeah.
And they're going to address that issue or that question or whatever it may be that they decided that they want it to be.
Yeah, so kind of like a message in a bottle.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of a little metaphor with the Shoreline Show.
Absolutely.
You know, really, if you were to find a bottle on the shoreline that washed up and there was a piece of paper in there,
Probably an important message.
it's probably pretty important.
Absolutely.
And so being with the Shoreline Show and our what we're trying to accomplish here, we thought that would be a really cool way for one guest to really bring a little piece, their little stamp onto the next guest.
Yeah.
And then when they're done, when that guest is done, they can do the same thing. And I'm just really excited to see where that takes us, what kind of topics and questions end up in that message in a bottle.
Absolutely.
And,
it just reminds me of just like you think about the shoreline, you look at this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see like the messiness, right, on the shore. The shoreline comes up and you can have this, there's no crisp lines, right?
Nope.
It's all like you can, and it comes in and it wipes things out, and that's just life, right?
Right.
But there's beauty in it, which is the craziest part is that you look at this big ocean or lake, you're like, it's just so beautiful, but it's messy. There's a lot going on. You can turn around and takes out sandcastles. It takes out everything. But
you'll see debris lines of the water washing up, and there's debris. And
you can't
we all have that in our
over
life. We don't have any control, and there's all kinds of junk in our life, debris lines that we have to get rid of.
Yeah.
You know, you see it's a transition between the water and the land. And don't we all go through transitions in our life?
In the city, you see, like, I think about, like, cities, right? And these cities have straight lines, clear buildings, like, straight lines rolled out, blocks. So we try to control that. But the fact is that life is more like the shore than it is like a city where there's everything, where we can try to control it. But we've seen where natural things will come in and take those things out.
Yeah.
Because that's just, we can't control life. We try our hardest. Even this show, we can't control it. We don't know what people are going to feel. I can't control your emotions. I can't control Shelley's emotions. I can't control these things. All I can do is say I can be Rennie.
Yeah.
Shelley can be Shelley.
Yeah.
And we can just bring it, be raw and organic, and just true, real to who we are.
Yeah.
And we hope that people enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's our hope.
I'm super excited about it. And I'm excited to see what our guests bring to the table. I'm excited to put a message out there to our audience about what we do and how we do it. And hopefully people will be inspired by it. You know, I wrote something down earlier today when I was thinking about this podcast and you know what we want to get across to people, and what I wrote is that we definitely don't have anything figured out.
No.
We always feel inadequate.
Imposter syndrome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we've decided to just get over it.
Yeah.
And
Cut the crap.
Just get over it and go forward.
Yeah.
And that's really what this podcast is all about. And so we're super excited to bring you all along on this journey. And the next podcast that you see will be one of us interviewing the other one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what order we're going to do that in yet, but you'll get to hear both our stories.
Yeah.
And we're really excited to take you on this journey with us.
Absolutely. And we're excited, like I said, we're excited to get the stories out even of our guests, and we have some pretty big people lined up.
Yes.
I'm excited to see just like what they have to say.
Absolutely.
But
Good.
yeah, so yeah, I'm excited, and like I said, we're excited that you guys are on this journey with us, and we hope that you guys like, subscribe, post, share everything that we have.
Yes.
Recommend us, and again, if you have any
Message
comments,
us. Let us know what you're thinking. That'd
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good day.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.